Whether it's scrolling through Twitter or watching the local news, we all have our preferred methods of learning about what's happening in our world. Of course, the news affects us personally, but what you'll find in college is that you may also need to find and use information about current or historical events for class assignments. We've talked a lot about how to find and use scholarly information throughout this semester, but current news isn't published using scholarly methods. That's why I want to tell you about another resource that the library has that might be useful for you, and it's called World News Digest. You can find this resource on the library's online resources page. So if you go to the left-hand navigation on the library's homepage and click on Online Resources, you will find World News Digest near the bottom of the page under the W's. World News Digest is a editor and publisher of news information, both current and historical. It publishes news stories about contemporary events, edited guides about current important news stories with facts and statistics and videos and the like, and it compiles primary sources, which I think often really makes research simple. So let me show you what each one of these looks like. The main area of the World News Digest homepage is typically a list of very important recent news stories from around the world. At the top you see there's one on early voting, and then you can also see there are other events that are being discussed, pandemic related, Southeast Asia. I mean, we're going across the world, right? So let me show you what one of these news stories looks like. World News Digest actually compiles news articles and social media reactions and videos and infographics all into one place surrounding a certain topic. So you can see here we have the news articles. It's actually embedding tweets into this page. There are videos related to this from like Reuters related to this story, and also infographics. The guides that World News Digest puts together are typically special features related to very important events going on around the world. So there's one right now on the right-hand top side that's about the 2020 election. So let me show you what that looks like. And this is considered a research feature, and it provides a number of pieces of information. Again, could be useful for research, but also is just generally informational for you if you're needing some more information about voting in the election. So you can see that there is general information about the nominees. You can also find, actually, there are videos from the debates and the conventions. You can see the polling. So they're pulling in data here as well from various outside sources. And they also provide information on the 2018 midterms, I think, so that you can see that historically what's been happening in elections throughout the United States. A featured World News Digest resource is historical documents, which is these primary sources I mentioned at the top. These are primary source documents that World News Digest has decided to place on their site because they find that they could potentially be useful because they're about very important and common topics that research is being done on. So you can see that there's a number of Supreme Court rulings related to abortion being pulled all together into one place. This page is filtered by decade or by topic A through Z. And I really would suggest that browsing is the best way to handle World News Digest. You can see at the top left there is this 3 lines here. This is where you're going to be able to do a lot of browsing by country, people, topic. There's also landmark events, a number of them that you can see, very similar to the guide that we looked at before, a compilation of a bunch of different types of information here. And then you can also see that there are other types of resources like obituaries. If you're concentrating on a certain person, you may be able to find information about them in that area. So overall, World News Digest is a really useful site that compiles a bunch of historical and current event information. I hope you'll find it useful for your research needs.